A very good morning to all of you. Yesterday, we ended our discussion over proprietor. Now, today, in chapter number 2, basic accounting term, we are going to discuss about discount. What is discount? It is reduction in the price of goods or from the amount to be paid to a customer by the enterprise. We all have come across this accountancy term, or rather, normal used in layman's language as a word discount. However, in our accounts, we have two kinds of discount. One is your trade discount, and the another one is your cash discount. Trade discount. A trade discount is one that is allowed by the wholesaler to the retailer, calculated on the list price, that is basically your retail price of the product. It is provided due to business consideration such as trade practices, large quantity orders, market competition, etc. Basically, it is provided to boost your sales. Trade discount is not separately shown in your books of accounts. It will never be appearing in your books of accounts. However, cash discount. Cash discount is allowed to stimulate instant payment of the goods purchased. It is provided as an incentive or a motivation in return for paying a bill within a specified time. It is shown separately in the books as an expense in the profit and loss account. Why it is shown as an expense? Because we will not be receiving any kind of benefit from this cash discount. That is why it is shown as your expense. You will get to know or you'll understand about these two discounts through these examples. Let us proceed. Students, basic difference between trade discount and cash discount is trade discount is given to promote the business deals. However, cash discount is given to stimulate your cash payment within specified period of time. When you're motivating your customers, your consumers to pay within specified period of time, then you will be granting them cash discount. All right? Example. For examples for trade discount, 10 vehicles were by Unreal Private Limited with a 5% trade discount on the list price of rupees 1 lakh each. Now total list price becomes 10 units into 1 lakh, that is your rupees 10 lakh. Now you're providing total discount of, or rather trade discount of 5%. 5% of your rupees 10 lakh becomes your 50,000. So your final invoice price after deducting trade discount will appear as 10 lakh minus 50,000, which is equal to 9 lakh 50,000. Alright, let us proceed. However, if we continue with the example, let's continue with the example above for the trade discount. Assuming that the supplier in addition extended a cash discount off. Now what do we understand by this word 2%, 10 net 30 days? 2% is the additional discount. 10 net 30 days. 30 days is the maximum time granted by the seller. And if he pays within 10 days, then he will be granted additional 2% discount. But after 10 days, no as such cash discount will be granted. This means that if the buyer pays within 10 days of delivery, they can avail an extra 2% discount on the invoice price. Mind my words, 10 days. After these 10 days, no discount will be provided, means no cash discount will be provided. However, trade discount has already been provided. This means that if the buyer pays within 10 days of delivery, they can avail an extra 2% discount. So invoice price as after deducting your trade discount was shown as 9,50,000. 2% of 9,50,000 becomes your 19,000. Net amount to be paid within 10 days is equal to 9,50,000 minus 19,000, which is actually equal to 9,31,000. Now this cash discount will be shown in your books of accounts as an expense, as you have provided a discount to your buyer. However, you will not be showing any kind of trade discount in your books of accounts. To understand or to make it more clearer, however, we will not be practicing these questions in this particular chapter, but this example has been shown to you just to make you understand this topic more better. Difference between trade discount and cash discount. Trade discount. List price. When we multiply list price with the trade discount rate, we get the trade discount. And when we deduct this list price, from that list price, we get the invoice price. From that invoice price, when we multiply it by cash discount rate, we get the cash discount. And when we deduct this cash discount from invoice price, then we get the amount to be paid. So basically, trade discount is provided at first and then cash discount is provided. Alright, now let's proceed to the another term. Before that, the main difference between trade discount and cash discount is that ledger account is open for a cash discount but not for a trade discount. That is, when we are recording the cash discount, we are only going to open the ledger for that. However, when trade discount is not recorded, we are not going to prepare any separate ledger for it. The very next, cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold, also referred to as the cost of sales or cost of services. It is how much it takes or it costs to produce your products or services. COGS include direct material. COGS include direct material and direct labor expenses that go into the production of each good or service that is sold. Now, what are these direct material and direct labor expenses? Direct expenses such as purchases, that is purchasing of your raw material, transportation charges, that is transporting your raw material from the place of procurement. COGS does not include indirect expenses. Now, what are these indirect expenses? They are basically those expenses which do not affect the product directly. Or we can say basically office expenses also, like salaries, insurance, depreciation of your equipment, etc. To understand this more better, let's say your business is using the calendar year for recording inventory. Now, beginning inventory, as you know, opening stock is recorded on April 1st. The ending inventory is recorded on March 31st. Your business has a beginning inventory of rupees 9,000. You made a purchase valued at rupees 5,000 and you're left with an ending inventory of rupees 2,000. Use the COGS formula. As you can see, the COGS formula says COGS is equal to beginning inventory plus purchases during the period minus ending inventory. So over here, COGS is equal to 9,000 plus 5,000 minus rupees 2,000. That becomes your rupees 12,000. So this is your COGS, that is cost of goods sold for this particular accounting period. Alright, shall we proceed? The very next comes is your depreciation. We have discussed this word many times before. Now, what is depreciation? It is a fall in the value of an asset because of its usage, a reduction in the value of an asset over time due to particular wear and tear, accident, or obsolescence. Proceeding to that, students, why we need to calculate depreciation? Because for the tax and accounting purposes. Now, what is depreciation? Depreciation is basically we are distributing the cost of an asset over its lifetime, so that when an asset is no longer usable to us, since we have deducted similar amount or some kind of amount from our net profit every year, so at the end of the useful life of an asset, we will not be suffering any kind of major loss. That is why we depreciate our assets each and every year, so that whenever that asset is of no longer usable to us, we do not suffer any kind of major loss. Now students, you cannot depreciate, or rather you can depreciate a building, but you cannot depreciate land. Reason being, your land always gets appreciated. Similarly, we use depreciation for the tangible assets such as buildings, machinery, office equipments, etc. However, for intangible assets, we only say amortization, that is patents, trademarks, goodwill, etc. A hand is appearing in front of tangible assets, which means that is it can be touched. However, intangible assets cannot be touched. Alright students, I hope I'm clear with today's term. By tomorrow this chapter will be over. I hope you have seen all the videos. Go through the notes as well as all the assignments. Solve all the assignments properly. Have a good day. Stay safe. Stay home all of you.